Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam and welcome. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayine Sarvamagala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyayine. Jai Guru Shri Guru, Jai Guru Shri Guru, Jai Guru Shri Guru. Sarvabhaum wept and danced. All his vanity and bare intellectual discourses came to an end. Like Gopinath Acharya, he now wholeheartedly believed that the young ascetic was Krishna himself. He openly expressed his feelings in his famous shlokas Vairagya Vidya Nik Bhakti Yoga and the Shatak, a collection of 100 verses. The six-armed figure of the Lord installed in the Jagannath temple by him is the greatest evidence of his complete surrender to Lord Gourang. The Lord reached Puri at the end of Falgun. He stayed there in the month of Chaitra in the middle of Vaishak 1510. He left for South India. He told the devotees that he was going in search of Vishvarup, the elder brother, and would return in a few months. It was only a pretense, as he well knew that Vishvarup had already gone to the eternal abode. As for a few months, it proved to be a lie. He actually took about 2 years to return to Puri. Well, as the Lord left Puri, Sarvabhaum fainted. He had told the devotees that he could bear the death of his son, but could not bear separation from the Lord. The Lord wanted to go all alone, but at the request of the devotees, he agreed to take one attendant, Krishnadas, who will carry his water pots and the few pieces of rag he had. Nitai knew that the sole object of the Lord's journey was the reformation of the South. How did he reform? He employed just a few methods, a word, a touch, a look. He used these methods wherever he went. He happens to see a man, he just say Hari Bole to him. That person will repeat Hari Krishna a few times and is filled with bhakti, love and devotion. This man touches or embraces another man, and lo, the second man behaves likewise. He begins to say Hari, Hari, and automatically gets the power to fill others with Krishna Prem. The cycle continues and the whole village is thus flooded with the spirit of the Lord. The villagers begin to utter the holy names of God. They dance and shed tears of joy. This is how a wave of bhakti, nay, an infection of Krishna Prem spreads far and wide. The Lord's look at the same effect from a distance. He cast a look at somebody and he behaved like a possessed man. So with his touches, he touched or embraced a person and he was a changed man. The Lord actually adopted these methods as the situation called for. In case of a person who had the vanity of knowledge, he held intellectual discourses by which he brought home to him the futility of the worldly wisdom. The Lord, during his long south sojourn, not only raised a mighty wave of prem and bhakti all round, but also relieved the people of their physical ills and evils. The sick, the sinner, the arrogant, the untouchable, the fallen, the ritualist, all sort of people. Especially such people were the object of the Lord's mercy. He used the cure according to the disease. It will be worthwhile here to appreciate the hazards of the Lord's journey. Imagine a man who is unarmed. He goes to unknown places, crossing the rivers, climbing the mountains, passing through the dense forest full of wild beasts, amidst unknown people. There is no certainty about his board and lodging. He undergoes frequent fasting and has often to pass the night under a tree. The Lord braved all these hazards on the strength of his complete surrender to Krishna. Filled with Krishna Prem and unmindful of anything else, he only chanted the names of God and moved on and on. Even the wild beasts looked at the Lord, felt attracted toward him, and accompanied him as if he was their old friend. The poor attendant, Krishnadas, whoever shuddered at the sight of the beast and came closer to the Lord for shelter. Then the Lord set out on the journey. Sarvabhaum requested him to meet Ramananda Roy, the governor of the southern province of Odisha. Accordingly, the Lord met Ramananda at Vidyanagar on the bank of the Godavari. He was pleased to see Ramanand, and the latter was not only a learned man but also an ardent devotee. The Lord asked Ramanand about the Sadhya Sadhan. Sadhya Sadhan. Sadhya means the goal of life, the attainment of the lotus feet of Krishna. Sadhan means to achieve that goal. Ramanand mentioned a number of means. 1. Swadharm Palan, performing the duties according to one's varn and ashram. 2. Complete surrender to God, the principle, let thy will be done. 3. Jnana, knowledge. With the help of Jnana, we know God. 4. Bhakti, devotion. With the help of Bhakti, we have God. 5. Prem, love. Explaining the Prem factor, Ramanand made it clear that a servant loves his master, a friend loves his friend, parents love their children, a wife loves her husband, a woman loves her lover. Strangely enough, the Lord was not yet fully satisfied. He accepted that the Parkiya love, a woman's love for her lover, is undoubtedly higher and stronger than the conjugal love, marital love, because in it there is a total abandon. Whether the lover is worthy or not, she cannot live without him. The Lord, whoever, wanted something still higher than this, so Ramanand came to the climax. The highest form of worship, he said, was Radha's love for Krishna. Her only object was Krishna's happiness. She had placed at his disposal everything one holds dear in the world. What he did and said, how he acted and behaved, Radha didn't care as he was her all in all. Radha didn't care as he was her all in all. What was unique about her love was the fact that she didn't even want to monopolize Krishna. When the Lord asked Ramanand if there could be anything more, the latter sang a song. Pahala Hiraknayan Bang Velo. The song was his own composition. It is Radha's address to her friend another gopi. In one of the lines, Radha, describing her mental state, says, Na so Raman, na ham Ramani. Men and women fell in love with each other, but in my case, I was not even conscious that he was a man and I a woman. No human being can go to this extent. Ramanand thought. He quickly put forth a question. Who are you, my lord? I now know you. Please don't conceal your identity. He fell at his feet, and lo, as he looked up, he saw a strangely divine figure, Radha and Krishna, two in one. Radha Krishna Militanu, two in one. In place of the ascetic, it was Krishna inside, with Radha's golden complexion outside. For a learned devotee like Ramanand, it wasn't difficult now to grasp the reality that the Lord was Ras, Krishna, and Mahabhav, Radha, in one body. The sight made Ramanand unconscious. The Lord, after enjoying the company of Ramanand for about a week, proceeded further southwards. He went up to Cape Comorin, Kanyakumari, and came back by another road. The chronicles have mentioned many places the Lord visited. Some of them are Travancore, Kantwa, Pune, Pandupur, Nasik, Daman, Surat, Baroda, Ahmedabad, Somnath, Junagadh, Dwarka. During his south journey, the Lord showered his blessings on many persons. At Kurman, Ganjam, Vasudev the leper received the Lord's embrace. His leprosy disappeared in a moment, and he became a normal, handsome man. At Sri Rangam, at Belgundi village on the bank of the Kaveri, the Lord spent the Chaturmas, 4th month of the rainy season, at the house of Venkat Bhatt. He was lovingly served by his 10-year-old son, Gopal Bhatt. The lucky child later on was known as one of the 6 Goswamis who spread the Lord's religion and teachings. Gopal Bhatta Goswami ki jai, Sri Gauranga ki jai. In the Choranandi forest, the Lord transformed the famous Bhil rover Nauroji, who became his companion and, after a few days at Baroda, breathed his last in the lap of the Lord. At Goda, Ahmedabad, the famous prostitute Barmukhi, by the grace of the Lord, was so converted that she altogether changed her lifestyle. She gave all that she had earned to her companions and became a recluse. The most astonishing thing about the Lord was that wherever he went, the rumor that Krishna in the guise of an ascetic was roaming around preceded him. Wasn't Jogmaya herself helping the Lord? Without her help, Prem Bhakti could not have spread so easily and perfectly. What about the Lord's search of the elder brother Vishwarup? It wasn't necessary, as he already knew the truth. At Pandurpur, on the bank of the Bhima river, the Lord met Rangpuri, god-brother of Ishvar Puri. He confirmed the news that Vishwarup had entered the eternal abode at Pandurpur. Well, from Dwarka, the Lord went to Vidyanagar and met Ramanand again. The Lord had wanted to live permanently with him at Puri. Ramanand gave the Lord good news that Maharaj Prataprudra had happily given him leave to resign his duties and enjoy the company of the Lord. He would, however, take some time to wind up the administrative affairs at Vidyanagar. The Lord took leave of Ramanand and returned to Puri. The joy of the devotees, especially of that of Sarvabhaum, Nityanand and his companions, knew no bound to see him after 2 years. Krishnadas was sent to Nadia with the news of the Lord's return to Puri. Shashi and Vishnupriya got a new lease of life. The devotees of Nadia, nay, in different parts of Gour, Bengal, felt so exalted that they, with Advaitacharya as their leader, left for Puri to meet their Lord and witness the chariot festival of Jagannath. The rivers seem to compete with each other to meet the sea. Our Lord is actually an ocean of Krishna Prem. The devotees too, and resounding rivulets, rushed to Puri to see the Lord. They were Paramanand Puri, Damodar Svarup, Govind and Kashishwar, Brahmanand Bharti. They came one after the other and awaited the arrival of the Gauriya Bhaktas. Soon the Lord heard that his co-Kirtaniya friends and companions are about to enter Puri. He in advance sent Svarup and Govind with garlands and sandal paste for their welcome. Then he followed both of them and met the Gaudiya Vaishnavas at Narendra Sarovar. We mention a few names: Advaitacharya, Pundarik, Chandrasekhar Acharya Ratna, Shivanand Sen, Raghav Pandit, Narhari. The Lord embraced and talked to each and every one of these dear devotees. The very sight of the Lord instantly removed their weariness. These Gauriya pilgrims, mostly householders, remained at Puri for 4 months, dancing, singing, eating with the Lord. Though unwilling to part from him, they had to return to their respective places. Sri Gaura Hari ki Jai, Sri Gaura Hari ki Jai, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Jai Sri Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Advaita Chandra, Sri Gadadara, Sri Vatsadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Guru Sri Guru, Jai Guru Sri Guru, Jai Guru Sri Guru. As always, if you are enjoying this series, then do what is correct. Like, share and subscribe. I read you in comment. Thank you very much for watching. Jai Mahavira Radharamana ki Jai, Jai Nitai, Jai Gour, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.